So it is Friday night, and not just waiting for any old steak to rest, but a cut of steak type of steak that I've been wanting to try for a really, really long time. Cost prohibitive for sure, so sort of a special occasion type of thing. And I'm about a week before my actual birthday. Too many plans next weekend, so having my personal steak and dinner tonight. And the wine I opened is Obsidian's Leaf, the Leaf 2019. And the first bottling was this 2019. And I got a message in the mail about if I want to buy any number, well, some number of these. It's limited productivity, limited production, I mean. And it's sort of just a special Cabernet that they're making. So obviously more expensive too. I think $125 a bottle, 14.7% alcohol, and 2019 being an amazing. They're just better berries, better selection, probably better handling. I don't really know all the winemaking that goes behind it, but sounded interesting enough. I like everything Obsidian does as I've gotten through their portfolio of wines, their reds and aged Chardonnays, and some others. Their Malbec, the Petit Syrah, all great wines from that winery. So this will probably be decanting for an hour. Oh, didn't really talk about the steak. Just jumping. It's a Japanese Wagyu A5 filet mignon. So I do like Japanese Wagyu A5, but I cannot eat a whole steak. And I mean ribeye or strip. They're too fatty. They're almost 70, 80, 90, 80% fat. So it's like eating meat butter. So someone will ask, so is this the best steak you've ever had? It doesn't, to me, it qualifies as steak, yes. But it's a different experience, different culinary experience. So I don't consider it the best steak because I can only eat little bits of it, very small part, like this much, appetizer portion only. Then I would make a different steak. I think the filet is pretty well marbled, not as marbled or fatty looking as the ribeye or New York strip. And I did say for my 50th birthday I wanted to have this type of steak. I did find one of these recently, and I said, let me buy one to make sure I'm not making a big mistake for my birthday next year, which is the Big 5-0, and going to be opening up a number of amazing wines. So it will be a very expensive evening. But for tonight, sort of the A5 sampler, this great wine to celebrate. So all those Aquarius February birthdays, happy birthday. You achieve all your goals in life and soar like an eagle. So it smells awesome. So it smells like blackberry pie. There's even, I don't get this often, and I hear other folks talk about it more, but I am getting a little milk chocolate in here. Just a little bit. It's definitely there. There's no volatile acidity. So their standard volcanic estate has this VA in it. It does kind of blow off, but it's always kind of there. I could always tell when I'm drinking I'm going to call it their lowest end of their portfolio, but it's still fantastic wine for the 30s. Amazing. I buy 8 or 9 every time I can because I believe it's a great, great bottle of wine. And it does benefit from the decant, and it is very minerally, and it kind of has this sense of being on a volcanic soil. It just really does. Oh, that's delicious. Not as that's the tannins are there, but so silky and velvety, extremely. There's like no bite. Long finish, but very like kirsch, like a cherry liqueur type of flavor. A little bit of raspberry. The blackberry's there too. A little bit of spice, a little cinnamon, a little baking spice there. It's not huge, beat you over the head with big, heavy, dark fruit type of wine. The alcohol's in check. It's probably medium plus body rather than it being full body. It is, I think, because the tannins are so velvety and satiny, it comes across a little less full bodied, but it's delicious. It has the absolute delicious factor. Delicious factor is like 9 out of 10. This wine's terrific. I think it's only going to get better as it decants. It's going to go great with the steak. If there's one little hit on it, I would have liked a little bit more acidity, maybe, but that's because I know I'm having a really fatty steak and I need something to cut through some of that fat. A little bit of a pomegranate. So there's a touch of this pomegranate, or pomegranate has a little bit of a sourness, but a very delicious flavor. At least I believe pomegranate has a delicious flavor. Yeah, this is really great. This could benefit from more time, but I think it's really in a good spot right this moment. Right this moment. 2019, so it's already got a number of years on it. It's fantastic. Fantastic. It's not overly oaked by any stretch. I'm sure there's oak on it. I just don't think it's a ton of new oak. Really long. I mean, I'm still tasting it. You know, the cherries, blackberry, raspberry, just still going. Really good wine. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this, and I'm gonna have probably more tomorrow. Although I have no clue with what the dinner will be tomorrow. So it could just be that I had this with a little bit of cheese or something else. I know I've been contemplating on my top 5 red grapes, and I'm not going to do a top 5 and limit myself when I talk about it, and it'll be in a subsequent video. I'm just going to talk about the grapes that I like right now, and I know sometimes I fall out of favor with things. Red Zinfandel is a great example. It's not that I don't like Red Zinfandel. I think I got a little tired of how they were all tasting, and I was tasting some of the best ancient 100-year-old vineyards, ungrafted, just phenomenal stuff, pre-phylloxera type of vines, and I'm gonna probably buy a few more soon. I did get the Carlisle order. I probably need to look at it, see if I'm interested in any of their wines this time around. I'm always interested in their Alicante Bouschet, which is a Teinturier red skin and red fleshed grape. So I really believe their Alicante Bouschet is amazing, but I only got an allocation of it once. Every other time I put it in as a wish list, I don't get it. It's probably because I haven't ordered any of the other wines. So I probably should order a few. Their Syrahs are amazing. They have a Grenache from, I forget where, but it's super, super light, almost Pinot Noir-esque, and I really, really enjoy it. It's got this like cherry dust flavor, which sounds odd, but it kind of goes really well. It's easy to drink, but it's complex enough, and I really like it. First time I had it, I thought it was kind of weak, and then I kind of craved it in a weird way. That acidity and its strawberry nature, very fresh strawberries. So, I know I'm talking about Carlisle now, but great wine. Great wine. It's not gonna be a 5 out of 5, I don't think, unless it evolves even better. 4.5 out of 5 easily. I rate things. I said to myself, I think I'm being a little bit contradictory, a little bit of a hypocrite here. I give wine raters a bad rap when they score highly. And then when I do my own, I'm very liberal in giving wines high scores. But high scores, I'm going a 5-point scale. I'm not going to break down at 92 to 93. I just don't care. Even that scale, that 100-point scale, is not really 100 points. It's really 85 to 100. It's really a 15-point scale, which is still way more than 5. And they're not doing half points. So if I use the 5-point scale, I do half points. But I'm not giving anything a 1. A 2 is pretty crap. 3 is basic. So then I only have 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5. That's it. I have a very small scale, but I kind of prefer it that way. It's a lot easier for me to put wines in that type of category. Do I think this is great? Yes, it's a 5. Do I think it's almost great? It's a 4.5. Do I think it's really good wine? 4. If it's average to a little bit above average, 3, 3.5. And then that's it. Anything under that's just really just bad wine. 1 is just horrible dumper. 2 is drink a glass type of thing. So I should probably speak about it more about how I do rate, but it's really just for my own edification and not to, how do you go 95, 96? What is that line? It's so arbitrary. So 100 sounds like perfection, but there's no such thing as perfection. But if I say this is something like 5 out of 5, you just think it's really great. But it doesn't come across as perfection. Or if I say something is 100 points, that does come across as perfection. So, and that always is in the taster. Perfection is really person specific. Apothic, it's not 100 points. Even if you love it, it's just not 100 points. You probably just haven't been exposed to enough great wine if you think Apothic is 100 points. And that's okay. You could love Apothic, but there are other wines to gravitate towards. But if you love this amazing Napa Cab that's $200 and that's your favorite, then you try a 100-point left bank Bordeaux and you feel like it's too earthy, there's no way to give it 100. Well, then I get it. That's your taste. You don't want that earthy type of wine. Some people I know absolutely do not. So, okay, time to try this steak and lettuce. Very excited about it. I am looking forward to this. It's going to pair great with the wine. And that'll be it for tonight. Have a good night.